Joined now by Meiggs, head of the HSU crew team, and it's been a very interesting week to say the least, Coach. Do you want to start with being 20 minutes out of Portland or finding cars in Humboldt Bay?
You know, never a dull moment, but yeah, last weekend we were supposed to do our NCRC Invitational, 16 universities, 7 lanes across, racing from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and team's 20 minutes outside of Portland, and the regatta gets canceled due to foul weather. So it was a big disappointment for the team. You train all year long for 6 events, and now we're down to 5.
That's got to be tough. I mean, a lot of people, oh, it's too bad you drove all the way up there, but it's not even about, I'm sure, the day you spent going up there. It's more about the time, the off season, the dedication, the work, you know, you put in to only be that close. Mentally you're prepared, ready to go, and they say, oh, never mind.
Well, it was a huge regatta. It would be the first time that we'd be facing off with Western Washington and Seattle Pacific. Of course, Western is the undefeated NC2A Division II reigning national champions, and Seattle Pacific went to the national championships last year as well. So this was going to be our first head-to-head national ranking, and we've missed that opportunity. So this Saturday we're going to Covered Bridge Regatta. We'll have an opportunity to see Seattle Pacific and hopefully get a rank in there. Those will be our big foes to try to get to the nationals this year.
Now we see, you know, softball's had a lot of issues. They're playing on a field, so it's understandable the weather's bad. In your experience, how often have regattas been canceled, and what does it take for an event to actually be canceled? I mean, how bad does the weather have to be?
Well, you know, we always talk about rowing being a water sport. We definitely row in the rain. We did row this weekend in the rain. It was about 35 degrees with 7-mile-an-hour winds, so the wind chill was pretty substantial. But it was a protected river, so the course that we row on generally was 15-mile-an-hour winds, and the white caps were huge. You could have surfed on it. So generally, wind and fog are the only times that an event gets canceled, and so big storm, big winter storm. We felt that here, obviously, this past weekend.
And Robin's busting my chops before we got started. She said, JB, I thought you were going to come out on the boat. After that description, I want to know when the summer regatta is taking place.
Yeah, the summer regatta, me too.
Okay, so how are things shaping up here then with the rest of the season left to go?
You know, right now, Humboldt has been doing exceptionally well. This weekend would have been our first real endeavor of facing off with some really high caliber universities. You know, we've been out in front of the pack for probably the last 3 weeks, and so that's an exciting experience for our students. But you know, the reality is as the season progresses, the regattas get more difficult, the competition gets a lot steeper, and that would have been this past weekend. So we have 1 month left. Of course, we have the Covered Bridge Regatta this weekend. We have regional championships the weekend after. We have a week off, and then we go to the WERA Championships, 33 universities, and then 2 days later the team leaves for Dad Vales.
And do you have to play catch up now that you guys have missed a week?
Once you miss an event, you don't get to catch up. So it is what it is.
I got to ask you. You guys found a car in Humboldt Bay over the weekend. Tell me about that real quick.
Well, I think we were all thankful that there was no one in it. You know, you go rowing by and you think, what is that in the water? Because it looks a lot like a roof of a car. And so it was. So luckily it was just vandalism.
Coach Meiggs, thank you so much for stopping by.
My pleasure.
Thank you for watching Humboldt State tonight. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place.